This is BlackFilm.com talking to Ice Cube for his role in 21 Jump Street. So, when you do a project like this, how do you get into the mindset of the character? What are you looking to bring in?
When it's like a movie where you don't have a lot of scenes, you know what I mean? You have a limited number of scenes. To me, the most thing you really have to worry about is making an impact. You know, you have to really worry about being memorable. So you have to go in there with a lot more energy than the people who are throughout the whole movie to make an impact. So, you know, I just wanted to make an impact and be memorable and mean, you know, because I think that's what's fun about playing somebody like this. They just mad at the world and be funny at the same time. So I needed to have my jabs to be able to give it to Jonah and Channing whenever an opening was there.
Now, were you a fan of the original series? And when you were cast, you know, in the role of the captain, do you think you have to do something that Stephen Williams did?
Well, I was a fan. You know, I wasn't, you know, fan may be harsh. I was familiar with the series. I seen it a couple of times. I liked it. It was a hot show. When you know, I got a call from Neil Moritz, who's the producer, and he told me about it, and I was thinking, okay, let me start researching this dude until I got the script. When I got the script, I was like, wait a minute. This ain't nothing like the original. This is straight comedy crazy. So I was like, you know, it's really not necessary to be him, be that guy. It's more necessary to be interesting character for the new script that we had.
Mm-hmm. And how was it working with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill?
Real cool. You know, those dudes are pros. They're good at what they do. You know, it was good to see Jonah not only acting in the movie, but taking the reins and working it out with the directors on shots that had nothing to do with him. You know, it was just, I knew we was in good hands when I saw Jonah, you know, taking control of the movie, not just acting and going to his trailer.
Now, we've seen the angry cop boss in plenty of movies. You know, what did you want to bring to the table that's different? How much yelling did you want to do?
You know, the yelling wasn't as important as the funny. You know, I wanted him to, you know, when you see those guys, they're never that funny. They're just mean, mad, and the reaction of the stars of the movie is the funniest part of it. You know, but I wanted to be mean, nasty, and funny, and to tell people things like embrace your stereotypes and, you know, teenage to fuck up and all these things, you know, was just kind of what made the role cooler than the average. You know, I think if those things wasn't in there, where, you know, the guy comes out and say, I know I'm a stereotype, so what? Angry black captain, you know what I mean? If that wasn't in there, it wouldn't be as fun. So by that being in there, it just made it a funner role than you would normally see.
We're starting to see a trend of shows that were, you know, culture-like on TV coming to the big screen, like the A-Team, this movie. You have the upcoming Dark Shadows. If there was a TV series from your days that you loved that you could adapt or reinvent, what would it be?
Oh man, TV series from back in the day. I mean, I love The White Shadow. You know what I mean? I think that was a good show. It was timely. It was cool. You know, it showed a relationship of black and white. You know, and it was just, to me, a cool show that I know that they can redo today, and it'll be just as hot.
Yeah. Now you have the Are We There TV series. When's the third season coming out?
Well, we're waiting on TBS. You know, the NBA lockout threw their whole scheduling off. You know, with bringing back the show, and, you know, it kind of knocked everything back a few months. So the show was supposed to come back in February, and then it got pushed again. So we just waiting for them to have an opening, because they have to relaunch it. You know, it's not just, we're back, but they got to come up with the campaign and let people know that it's back. But we've shot 100 episodes already in the can. we just waiting for them to air 'em.
Now, you were able to shoot 34 episodes that aired last year. How many episodes do you think will be airing this time around?
I don't know, man. As many as they can get in, because they have 18 months to play all the episodes before we go into syndication. So they're gonna try to probably get them all in there.
And how happy are you as an executive producer of the show that you're able to have something lasting on TV?
Oh man, that's what it's all about. When I think of some of the great television producers, and hopefully I'm on my way. This is just one of many, hopefully.
Now, what's going on with Friday? People have asked you about it. Is there a need for for another film? It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, it is. We're working on it right now as we speak. I'm writing a new script. We just worked out a deal with New Line to get that on the ball and get it going. And it's cool. I can't wait to invite everybody back, and hopefully we'll get everybody and make a funny movie that people love like they love the other ones.
Now, in the past Friday films, you were able to introduce the audience to a new comedian, Chris Rock. Actually, Chris Tucker, Mike Epps. Are you looking to bring on a new comedian to the game?
I hope so. It's really about the new comedians. What they do with the opportunity. A lot of them dudes like Cat Williams. Yeah, they had a very small part until they got on set and was killing it, and their part just expanded and expanded and expanded. So, that can happen anytime. It's like, my thing is, I always set it up as like, yo, who's gonna come steal the movie? It's right for anybody to come in there and steal the movie. And that to me gives people extra motivation, that they know that I'm not gonna get in the way of their comedy. I'm gonna just let it flow. It gives them an incentive to be good.
And you also had a good run of films with Mike Epps for a couple of years, and then lately you haven't done anything together.
Yeah.
Any chances of you and Mike coming back to do another film?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do this Friday movie together, and we've been always talking about putting things together, but it gotta be right, it gotta be funny, it gotta be timely. We did this movie called Junkie Promoters, and unfortunately we didn't get a chance to finish the movie, and they put the movie out on DVD, which was kind of scandalous, but it's cool. People love it. It's another Ice Cube, Mike Epps adventure, and we've vowed to work together till we can't do it no more. So.
Now, between raising a family, producing TV shows, doing films, how do you keep your life balanced?
Proper planning. I think you can do anything with a proper plan, and I stick to the plan. I plan out work time, I plan out family time, and make sure that it all is smooth. Because if you just go on the fly, you'll neglect something. So everything has to be planned out right to get everything done.
Mm-hmm. Now, you were instrumental in getting a number of films, black films, on the big screen. Mm-hmm. We haven't seen a lot of that lately, at least in many theaters. Why do you think that's the case?
It's DVD sales. That's why, DVD sales would really help kind of facilitate those black films, the films that they're not going to put in 2,000 theaters. They might put them in 900, 700. They might put them in, 1,000 theaters. And they would make some money, and then they would make a lot of money on DVD. But since with the computer and downloading and all this, the DVD sales have slumped. So Hollywood is basically saying, those movies aren't as lucrative as they were, and the movies really have to work now on the international level, because that's where they're making a lot of their money. And movies, movies with a lot big special effects and all that stuff kind of translates better in Vietnam and Russia and Poland, whatever. So, the movies with the big special effects, action, this, that, and the other are the ones that are being made. And then the movies that are really domestic kind of movies are the ones that's kind of falling to the wayside. A lot of black movies are domestic. They don't translate internationally as much. So it's funky with the financial part. That's why you've seen a slump in not only just black movies but low budget movies, period. It's just either got to have an alien in it or a superhero, or it's probably not going to get made.
Now you've got a number of films that you're slated to do, but what are you officially doing next?
Officially, you can't really say because nothing is real until you get a green light. Everything is in development. So right now we're working on this Friday movie. Unless something jumps in front of that, that's the one. We putting together an NWA movie too. So those are the ones that are kind of up and ready to go.
Now the NWA film, is that because is the writing put together already? Is the budget put together? Is the casting put together?
The writing is put together. We're in the process of interviewing directors, and we're gonna figure out who's gonna be the director. And then when the director comes on the movie, it gets on a faster track because now you can cast a movie. You can hire cameramen. You gotta wait till you get your director before you can kind of start moving a little faster. You know what I mean, and more forward with it. So. That's the process.
Now, when you think about NWA, and obviously, for a lot of young audiences, they're not going to be familiar with it. Are you going to look at the path that Fox did with Notorious to see how you're going to market that film?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably gonna look at everybody's game plan when it comes to this kind of film. So we'll probably look at everybody and what they did, what worked, what didn't work. Our film, to me, is gonna be a little more in depth than just basically showing you what you already know. This is an attempt to show you how did our environment create NWA, and then how did NWA change the environment that we lived in. So it's an in-depth story on the what's and whys.
And coming back to 21 Jump Street, what's the fun part of seeing this movie?
Just checking out, just seeing how crazy, it goes everywhere and anywhere. You never can get a hold of it. You're not sure what this movie gonna do. From animation to, like I said, Korean Jesus. You don't know what you're gonna get out of this movie, and that's the fun appeal about it. It's everything, and it's funny.
Are you signed on for a sequel?
I'm down. If everything work out and everything looks right.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Cool.